Alright, you... Ah, fuck, I have nothing. I completely forgot I even did shit like that. Okay, today I'm gonna be doing the artwod sketchbooking course, resuming that. But of course, now I'll be moving on to a different part of it, so you won't just be seeing me fail. I'm here, I'm just fixing something. You just won't be seeing me fail drawing a more technical object from multiple angles, right? Like a chair or whatever the other fucking filtering system was. You won't be seeing me fail that. You'll just be... what we're doing now is rendering. The lesson is called Implying Detail. Again, check out artwod, ARTWOD. Alright, I shill for them, I jill for them. I don't know what that means. I honestly should stop talking, but I can't. It's unfortunately a curse and a blessing. It's a blessing. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Oh god, one day my commentary will get better. Will get better. But this sketchbooking course's exercise for implying detail is to use particularly in Antonio's example, a brush pen, and to imply detail by drawing large swathes. I believe that's how you say it. Swathes? Swathes? I don't know. Large, essentially covering larger areas in pure black. Right, so I have a tree. It's supposed to be a tree, some sort of building or part of a building, and a plant. So I'm going to start with the tree because that's what he started with in his example. So I guess I will... Well, maybe I should first section it off, right? That should probably make it easier. This pen is dying. I might actually need to do a little bit of an intermission halfway through to get a new pen out. Is that enough space? I guess. What's happening? Is the fucking camera refocusing? Who knows? We making lines that look very mediocre. Let's go. Okay, I guess I will. That's actually uneven. Sad. But whatever. Maybe I was supposed to draw this much bigger, but I don't know. So first, I'm just gonna start with laying the groundworks. I fucking hate Pinterest, man. I hate that Pinterest doesn't show you the entire picture. Fucking retarded UI. God, it's so shit. Okay, whatever. Okay, I think the way Antonio went about it was first just draw the initial outline of the form, right? Maybe imply some rendering details and then go back and create the blackest shadows, whether they be form or cast. Well, I might just take some time drawing this fucking thing because I'm not that good. Okay, that's that form. And then we have something like... I guess I can darken these. It's a good thing I've been using a brush pen for a while. Makes life a lot easier. Cool. And then there is... this all just keeps going. At the end of the day, this is just one giant fucking tree trunk. My reference isn't a full tree, it's a tree trunk. So... it just keeps going. The biggest thing is to not get caught up in the tiny details, as I most likely am doing right now, funny enough. Yeah, let's just do that. Ignore this. Okay, let's just ignore that for the time being. And let's make us a nice giant fucking tree trunk. Again, it is a lot of effort to even see the mistakes. Sometimes it can be hard to tell where to even outline the form. And that's actually what I'm trying to figure out right now, is where do I even outline the form? No, was that the correct choice to make? I don't know. I'm just figuring this all out as I go. And that's actually really fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's very fun. And it's all based off a reference as well, right? So more I concentrate. And I think the best cue that is given is really just, apart from what Antonio says about not being manipulated by a reference and manipulating reference, is just focusing on the form. Because once you are at, I'd like to think, a relatively decent skill level, that is what's going to make the biggest difference, no? Okay. Again, I don't know if what I'm doing is correct, but I'm just trying to interpret ununderstanding as best as I can. Again, I want to make that clear, like, understanding, not the understanding, not the understanding that possibly is the most academically correct one, right? But just one that I'm trying to make sense of as I go along. I think that's also important because I have to understand it at one point. At the end of the day, I'm the one who has to understand this, right? Not anybody else, me. So it has to be internalized in a way only I can. That's the way I see it. And it may be wrong. That's actually the good thing, in my opinion, is that it may be wrong. Why is that a good thing? Because, okay, I actually fucked this entire thing up. This thing was supposed to be lower, but that's okay. I think that's a good thing because we all have to internalize whatever we're learning in one way or another, right? So as long as it makes sense and it still follows the rules per se, I don't think you can really go wrong. Also, I'm on a time crunch. I'm gonna actually pause this about 10 minutes from now. You guys won't notice the difference, apart from the fact that there'll be a tiny little cut in the sense that maybe something will shift and I'll be like, oh, but yeah, I just have to go make my dad some food. A little bit of an egg sandwich. You'll notice like I've been doing these little gaps. That's just something I've seen other artists do. It seems to be a stylistic choice, so I'm actually curious how it'll pan out for me, because I actually like having continuous lines. I'm not so much someone who likes these little gaps, but hey, that's where choice comes into play, right? Art is a lot about it. A lot of it is about choice. But again, we have to, the more knowledgeable and the more we can apply our knowledge, the more those choices actually mean something, right? Otherwise, it doesn't really mean much, at least when it comes to the intentionality. And also, I'm fucking sound like I'm holding in a shit right now because I'm focusing. Let it be known that is how I focus. I poo poo. There's just like some grass and shit there. Cool. Let me actually take a little bit of a break and drink some water. Oh, I just realized I might have fucked up my thumbnail because there's no space above. Oh wait, yeah, because it's the top right corner, right? How am I supposed to do that? Is the real question. Maybe I'll just draw a giant dick, or maybe I'll just draw a boulder or something on the top right. Still technically practicing, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Again, I don't know if any of what I'm doing here is correct, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Your best isn't enough. Well, you know what, bro? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. It's like a shadow here. It's actually so much easier to simplify things into shadows. I don't have to fucking think. I can just let it do its thing. Okay. There's a lot of shit going on in this one. Fuck you. There's a lot of shit going on in this one. I don't even know what the fuck this is right now. What the hell did I do here? Which line is this? Oh, it's this. Oh wow, I was really off. Yeah, this is that, right? Right? Yeah, it is. What the fuck? Where am I? Okay, so that's that. Honestly, I probably should have done the outline for this first, because I am losing myself in the madness. Then again, is this task really about accuracy? I don't think so. Yeah, there's this specific. Yeah, this one is not about accuracy. I mean, obviously I'm trying to capture the likeness of this tree, but I don't need it to be the most accurate tree in the world, right? At least to the reference. It just needs to be a tree that looks like a tree. So, with that in mind, see, that was actually a mistake, and so is this, but it's funny because it's actually going in the direction that I needed to go anyways. That's some good shit. And this just goes straight down. Then we got something like this going all the way out, going all the way in, and then there you go. I know Antonio in the video mentioned to think about a light source, but I am not that far ahead, brother. I can roughly see that there's a light source in the picture, and I'm gonna try to think about that. But right now, my cognitive energy is being spent on what? Actually, just getting the reference down to look like the reference decently, and that's mainly it. And then afterwards, like focusing on shadows and shit like that. But I'm nowhere near skilled enough to just draw something from reference by also thinking about something as complex as lighting just yet. But I can do this. Because Antonio did mention to think about the light source. So while I can't think about the light source in the sense that like I'm thinking of altering or thinking about the light source particularly in the sense that while I'm drawing, I'm not thinking, oh yes, keep the lighting in mind. I can at least follow the reference, right? Although that looks pretty fucking bad. But I think something like this as well is what he was encouraging, right? If you have some sort of rim lighting, implying detail without actually having detail, something like that. I should have left a little bit of a gap here. This is a bit too dark, I think, but that's happened, so I can't really do anything about it. Right, something like that. And we have another branch coming down this way with a bunch of leaves. Leaves, thankfully, I've had a little bit of experience doing because I had to draw my friend something that had a lot of leaves, and I have the book Rendering in Pen and Ink by Arthur Guptill, and that is a fantastic resource on essentially simplifying everything we see in the world into really, really, really simple patterns. I would actually suggest that book a lot. It's a fucking amazing book. Like, I mean, I'm shit at rendering, and that thing, I posted on Reddit, and everybody's like, oh my god, for a beginner, you're so good at rendering. I'm like, hey, thanks, I'm a beginner. Thanks. So yeah, it's not bad. This is what I'm trying to understand, right? It's like, if you have just kind of almost messiness, it can imply detail, or like that. And then now this is all dark in the reference, so I can make that all dark, right? But then again, here's a little bit of messiness to go into it, and then now this is all dark. I think that looks pretty interesting. I mean, I wouldn't know, to be honest. Antonio talks a lot about making things look more graphic and all that shit, and that goes over my head. Right now, I guess I'm just going to interpret it the way I can. That's what I was saying before, right? You just got to interpret it the way you can. So for me, I guess I should probably draw more of the main things. Yeah, because there's this up here. And then it goes like that. Yeah, there you go, like that. And then we have some leaves. What time is it? Oh, okay, I should go make my food. Let me just finish this up. Something like that. It goes around. And I'm actually changing the perspective, so it's a bit different, funny enough. There you go. something like that. There's also like a fucking branch, gnarly ass branch sticking out. So it's something like this. And then I guess it kind of gets thicker. Shit. It gets kind of thicker here. Oh, I shouldn't have even done the lighting there. Something like that. And then let me just do this little thing here too. And let's just cover this all in black, actually. This is what Antonio was encouraging, right? Is when you see a lot of shadow, even though there's a lot more going on in the picture here, I'm just gonna make it black. Just like the Rolling Stones. There you go. That adds depth, I'd like to think. But I'll be back. Let me just pause this for the time being. Actually, let me just stop it. I can just edit them two together. So I'm going to stop this and turn my phone off. Bye-bye, I'll be back. Okay. I mean, okay. As I said, I am back. And let's continue onwards. Yeah, holy shit. Now that I look at the reference and what I've drawn, there's a lot of things being condensed. But it's what it is, right? Let's just keep going. And I guess make shit up along the way. It's apparently what I do best. So we can have this thing here, like that. Go like that. Ooh, that's not bad either. There we go. Go like that. Same thing here. I mean, what I'm understanding is that there's just a lot of shapes, duh, that are shadows, also duh, but it's just about identifying the rough outline of those shapes, at least with a brush pen. I'm sure it's different with fine liner, because fine liner is more of this type of rendering right over here. But I think brush pen really gives way to yes, now I have my deep masculine voice. Yeah, it really gives way to sort of filling in a much larger surface area. And this is a very fine point brush pen too, and this sketchbook is tiny, which is also what makes it work. But let's see. So we have something like this here as well, right? This is another one I had carved out. So I could do something like that. So, and then Antonio mentioned another thing is like, you can just sort of imply detail if you know the form. So I think I do know the form, which is why I'm going to do something like that, right? And then you said to give room for bounce light. I have no idea what the fuck, like how really to convey bounce light. But I'm gonna do my best. I mean, from my understanding, bounce light is just light that's reflected off one surface onto another. That's what I think it is. I think that's what I've sort of understood that it is. Could be wrong, but I mean, that's just my understanding. I don't know what the fuck this line was supposed to be. Oh, I know what this was supposed to be. Oh, shit. Did I fuck this up? Mayhaps. Mayhaps not. Seems to be a lot of things going on right now, but let's see if I can bring it all together. just by doing a little bit of this, right? Oh, that was wrong. Let's see if I can salvage it. And I could even do something like, let's see, I need to try and salvage this, so maybe I could do something like that. And again, implied detail via this over here. This is definitely losing translation a lot. So maybe I should just bring it all together. Like so. Something like that. Because then I could do something like that maybe. I'm really trying to fucking salvage whatever mess I made over here, but we'll have to see. Maybe this will actually have to end up being like this. Okay. And then I could just do a little bit of something like that, maybe. Yeah, see, I don't really understand how to portray chaos in a stylistic, just so you know I'm air quoting, fashion, right? So this is probably looking very nonsensical. Honestly, I'd love any tips, if you have any, because of course when Antonio does it, it all looks very intentional, versus when I do it, it all looks very fucky. So. See, like I don't know how to convey this. It's my biggest issue right now. Because that I can do. I can do these little ones like this, right? I can do that. You know, we can convey form decently through that, right? But is that all it is? Can't be. Right, there's like a bunch of shit coming down here. And there's a lot of detail, so it's also difficult to know where to detail and where not to detail. Still figuring a lot out, to be honest. Like, there's moss on these trees, so what is that? Do I add little, like this? Like almost stippling? Why is it when I shake my fucking arm, this... Why is the camera shaking? Oh my god. Yeah, like, is this appropriate? Right, to indicate that this has a mossy texture? I don't know. I literally don't know. This is implying detail is the point of this, so, and particularly implying detail, I fucked that up, but I guess we'll just keep going. Particularly implying detail through shadow. is the main intent, but I don't know how to do that. I'm trying to figure it out right now, and of course, as time goes on, I may come to an answer, but for the time being, yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, this part is all black technically, and there are a couple leaves here, so what do I do? If it's all black down to here, right, it's like this, and it's, let's see, okay, and then it kind of comes down, so it's like this. So do I just do all of this as black? Let's see how that looks. This is again experimentation, right? So I guess, there you go. That's the noises that my brush strokes make. But even then, do I just leave some chaos here? I don't know how to do it intentionally, which is something I need to figure out, right? Maybe just some random splotches like that, right? Does that mean anything? I don't know. I don't know if that gives across the intent of, okay, well, this is a, it's like we're basically trying to give the implication of detail, right? It's about the implication. So stupid. Okay, that was a Always Sunny reference for you fucking idiots. And then we have something like, see, does that imply detail? Right there, I don't know. I just don't know. But what I do know is that I know nothing. So what, like, is this a different texture now? Well, there's a different assortment of lines, so seems like it, right? And again, what part do I make more quote-unquote readable than others? What the fuck does that even mean? I'm not too sure. Is it that you just add a shadow? Is that what it means? Is it large graphic shapes? Is it this? When I do things like that? No, or is it like the contours, right? Adding those little contour lines. Is that what it is? There's chaos here, so do I just do this? Like that? Like, what does that imply? Implication of detail? Sure. No, it's a bit darker here. Does that mean I just do this? No, because that seems pretty, that looks to be pretty rough now, so I guess I just do what was originally intended, something like that, right? How does that look? Now, does that suddenly make it look better or worse? I don't know. God damn it. But I guess that looks like something, right? That's all that matters for the time being, is that it looks like something. I guess. It's fun, but it's difficult. That's what I like. Right, we got another tiny ass little branch here, so do I even need to do anything apart from just this? It doesn't seem like it, and it seems to go down anyways, like that. So there you go, we got a tiny branch there. Might as well just shroud it in dark, because that's what Antonio did in this example, right? Just shroud it in darkness. It's kind of, there you go, it's kind of like a wonky shape. That was an inaccurate shape, so maybe I can just add some leaves there, right? Does that do anything? Let's see. It's nice. It's actually a fun little problem-solving experiment with mostly all problems and no solving. I'm gonna take a break. Oh shit, my noise cancelling wasn't on. Probably heard my fan very loudly for those 13 minutes. Okay, well, I did say I'd think about the lighting, so I mean, I still want to keep thinking about the lighting, right? I know there's a lot being lost in translation here, and I mean a fuck ton. I probably could have simplified this even more so than I quote unquote have, but there's also a lot that needs to be fucking drawn, god damn it. Something like this here. I'm basically just gonna get rid of a bunch of other shit in the reference and do that. There you go. And then there's like little lines here. I don't know what this stuff is. It's just like the underbelly of the tree, I guess. But I guess, again, when it comes to rendering, couldn't I just do something like that? Does that mean anything? I do not know. There's also shadow here. Also, oh, it goes into shadow pretty extensively, actually. And let's see, what, it's like, kind of like this. Ah, fuck it. Let's just literally put all of this into shadow. If I can't draw it well, might as well just practice what Antonio mentioned, which is these large abstract shadow shapes. Again, those who are skilled make it look very easily. I'm a retard. They make it look very easy. And it is not their fault in particular. Fuck those lines up. Yeah, it's not really their fault, but at the same time, it's hard to understand when someone much more skilled than you in whatever domain, when they are trying to explain something, right? I doubt it, but I might be that for some people watching my content, where they're like, oh, well, I don't know what the fuck he means by form, or this, that, and the other, like all those really good examples that I just gave. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what he means by that. Like, what is he doing? Why is he creating like this little thingy? It looks so awkward, but now that he's sort of balancing it out, it looks equally as shit. Why is that? Why is he overworking the fuck out of it? Why won't he stop? Literally, why won't he stop talking and drawing? Those are all questions you may have. I can't answer those questions. But I can continue to talk and draw. See, I don't know what the fuck any of what I'm doing is, but like, I guess something here I could have done better, maybe, right? Following what Antonio said by implying detail. I guess that implies more detail, and I have rim lighting, apparently. We could also have, there's like this little thing here, so I could just do that, carry it down, something like that, right? This actually doesn't even exist in the reference, but I could just do something like this, right? I fucked that up, but let's just try again, go over it, right? I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm really just trying to figure all of this out alongside you all. I think this probably should be darker, this area. There you go, something like that, right? Maybe even have some darkness here. There you go. Who knows? That might have fucked up the readability, but I don't know what readability means. There are rules to these things which I haven't actually studied or understood. This is all based off just the sketchbooking lesson. So I know they have a pen rendering workout, but I honestly think it would be very, very, very beneficial to have an entire roadmap for shading, because they've added a roadmap for shading, or they've added a shading section in the beginner roadmap right now. And by the way, for those of you who are just tuning in for like 2 seconds, I'm talking about artwod, ARTWOD. I'm shilling for them through my balls because they're very good, and you most likely haven't had the education that they provide you, because they actually focus on things that matter, like gaining a new perspective. I'm not making a joke there. It's actually, they really focus on honing your perspective skills, because that is life, that is law. Getting good at perspective. Let's see, maybe I could just stop it here. Again, I don't know what I'm doing particularly. The only thing that I'm doing is that I have a basic understanding that patterns make rendering, and that like I can draw from reference pretty decently, and also just, you know, like large shadow shapes, whatever Antonio said. It's actually very difficult to understand how to apply it. I am thinking while I'm drawing. Let it be known, I'm not doing this all foolishly and without rhyme or reason, but I'm still figuring things out. Very much so. So yeah. I mean, this looks okay. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I think this one's more like, this over here is kind of caved in a bit more. Same thing, like this is all a shadow technically. So, well, yeah. So would I do this? Would that work? And then this kind of comes up here, so would that be like... Yeah, that actually looks like implied detail. So maybe what, even in the rhyme and the chaos of it all, what Antonio was trying to showcase in his video, or his lecture, was that you still need to have consistency in your patterns, right? You still need to have cleanliness in your lines, which is what I was lacking, let's be honest, right? There was a lot of uncleanliness here, but who knows? I mean, drawing plants is pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. This stuff, especially because you just get to follow a form as you think about it, it's not unenjoyable. Yeah, okay, see here, here's another shadow, so I could do something like that, right? Would that be right, Senor Antonio? Am I making you proud? I'm most definitely not making him proud. If he saw any of my thumbnails, he'd be like, I never want to be associated with this piece of shit. And that's why they need me, because their content is very happy. You know, I'm not a happy person. I'm a grateful person, and gratitude and happiness don't mix. Read any self-help book, they just don't mix. Also, I know the perspective was off here actually. I wasn't thinking as clearly as I should have. But where else are we? Okay. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe just some sort of implied form here, right? Like that. So look like a branch. Can have some branches. What else? Oh, well, that was technically incorrect. So, what am I doing? What am I doing? I guess I don't know what that did, but let's. Okay, so how do we convey moss? A lot of these have moss. This is a stick that needs to have the lighting be on this end. But I already kind of fucked that up here. So how can I recuperate from that? Can this be recuperated from? Might not be possible. But I can just sort of hide it with all this shitty rendering, right? Wow, now that looks like something. Would you look at that magic? So garbage. And I mean that in a good way. It's garbage, therefore it can be better, right? And it's nice to know that trees have these patterns as well. There's these little indents, there's these little lines that I can make, right? Maybe I can, that showcases that that's a lighter spot, because it is in the reference, right? These are heavier, that's lighter. Maybe? I don't know. I am figuring it out. And same thing, we got some rendering here, so we could literally just do something like this, right? Oh, well, that was an accident, but that kind of adds to it, actually. Okay, now that I have that, all I really need to do is just as long as my lines are steady, it won't look too bad. That is my understanding. I can just outline over after, right? It's just by making sure I have decently clean lines. Because now I can do this, and then this can... That one's alright. That one doesn't really work. Because that technically goes into this little thing right here. And then we can just... Don't know if that makes sense per se, but it's because the lines are messy, right? I just said if my lines are clean, it won't look too bad. But the lines here are not that clean. And they continue to not be clean. You might be wondering why. Why are you drawing like this then? Because I'm also just getting to the practice of drawing fast rendering lines like that, right? Just for my own skill acquisition's sake. But what we can do is also just something like that, right? And maybe that will... fucking, why does this... Look, why does this keep shaking? I'm shaking my chair, but this fucking thing is shaking. Why? Why? Stop shaking. Stop it! God damn it. Every time I fucking... Even when I focus and then when I let go. Man, I really hope iPhone stabilization is actually good. Because it is shaking a lot. And it's... I mean, I do care enough about the quality of my channel, at least when it comes to showcasing my art. See, what I worry, and that what some of you may have noted, is that this is just turning into an over-rendered, uh, unnecessarily detailed. This is actually the main thing Antonio mentioned to avoid as a pitfall, and I feel as if I have fallen into that pitfall where it's just not readable anymore, you know? Like it's just not readable. And that worries me because I would like my art to have readability, whatever that means, right? To look at it and be like, okay, I understand what's going on. Maybe if I just combine the shadow groups, it will allow for more breathing room. Possibly if I just make this one giant shadow, right? Again, is this good? Quote unquote. I don't know, but we're all just trying, or we all, I mean, I really, I'm just trying to figure things out. And in this case, I guess the whole readability thing is something I need to focus on, but I'm not too sure, right? I might post this in the artwod, so bro, to be like, listen, bro, like I'm retarded. You guys gotta teach me your ways, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of faking it till I make it. So, on that note, so like, would this be moss? If I wanted to cover this in moss, would it be like this? Not too sure. Then we got that. Let's see. I don't want to over-render this, but I feel like it's too late. I've already done all this shit. So it's kind of might be just time to commit. I also don't know where half the lines I put, where they actually ended up or meant. So, I mean, I might as well, if anything. This side's technically darker because the light's coming from here, right? What I could literally do is just something like this, right? And then everything here is just rendered. I could do that, because then that would mean that the light source is from this side. There's a little bit of lighting here, but everything here, I would like to think if everything here looks rendered, then everything here is technically darker value than everything here, right? So that should also, right now looks unreadable, because think about it, right? If we just had it like this, it's like, oh, okay, one side's light, one side's dark. But now I have this shit, and it's like, wait, that is, what's going on? I don't understand. That's the way I am interpreting this. So let's just start making it all darker, right? But actually focus on the form. Like, look what I did here. Like, that actually fucked everything up because I wasn't focusing on the form. Let's see if there's a way to salvage this. And I get it. Like, this actually looks like a complete mess right now. I completely get that because I fucked up and I rushed into it. It could have looked a lot better. But now I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I could have done here. Maybe this is the part where I could just leave it like this. kind of randomish, right? Maybe this can be that area. Yeah, I guess that implies detail, right? But for the rest, I'm going to focus on just having detail like so. And actually focusing, of course, that's the biggest thing. That's my fuck up. Let's see. This is also covered in moss. So and then it stops being covered in moss, and then we have a shadow right here. Let's make this shadow clearer. I guess it's the lighting actually makes it more difficult in my end to see. But yeah, I don't know. Let's what other ways can this that? Then I can just have something like sure. There we go. And then we have one other thing right here, which I guess I can kind of again trying to imply detail. I don't know if it's working, right? That's one thing I continuously want to stress is I am not sure if what I'm doing actually makes sense, but I'm doing it anyways. Why? Because that's the only way to learn, right? Because again, right now, like this is all so hectic. Like we don't have, we all have no idea what's going on this side. I'm well aware, but that's just something I have to deal with. Because clearly I haven't implied detail for shit, given the fucking... Literally the lesson is called implying detail. But all I've done is explicitly showcase detail. And for that, I apologize, Antonio, for butchering your course. But hey, I'm definitely posting this to the artwod channel, and we will see what could have been done. These are also covered in moss, so that's just me. Covered in moss. Ta-da! What an incredible drawing, guys. Yay, he did it! He did it! Hooray! Oh, we see Mo. He did it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright. I know when I show this to my girlfriend, she'll be like, because she loves to audibly gasp for everything. But that's just because all she sees is a bunch of lines and overwhelming detail. But she most likely won't see the fact that it's unnecessary or overwhelming detail. Right? And that's okay, because she's not someone who's training for this or knows the language of this, right? Of this skill. So it's not as if she'd know the terms. Oh, it's looks crowded, the composition is off, blah blah blah. She would just say, oh, looks good, or wow, looks like a lot of shit's going down. You know? And that's fine too. I know I said I shouldn't be adding more to this, but I have an idea and I want to see if it follows through. Till the end. What the hell did my sister message me? Oh, true, it's my dad's birthday tomorrow. Fuck. Let me take a break. Remember, friends, always forget your parents' birthdays. It'll make them remember you because you clearly didn't remember them. Yeah. I'm just gonna do something here to indicate a shift in values. What does that mean? I have no fucking idea. But I've heard people say it, and I think it basically just means it's getting darker. That's why I love art. There's so much shit for me to learn. And it goes to show, even when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, just by having an inkling of what you're doing, you can create something that looks not compelling, but at least something that looks, I don't know, decent. I'm obviously biased. This is my art, and all I see are flaws. Even when I don't know what the flaws are, I'm aware that specific types of flaws exist. You know, I'm well aware rendering flaws exist in this. Composition flaws exist. Line work flaws exist. The whole shadows, like blocking in shadow shapes and all that shit, those flaws exist. I'm aware that all that shit exists. I just simply don't know. I can't pinpoint how and why it exists to the degree that it does, which is where education comes in, right? That's where we need people to show us. That's why teaching and mentoring in art is important, and that's why art schools are dick, because you don't learn that in art school to the degree that you should. Again, like this is just from what I know, but from what I know, art schools don't very rarely go into anything perspective related. It's like the most basic course possible. It's mostly all fine art from my knowledge, right? Like, isn't it all fine art? Ah, fuck, man. There's something called Teaching Tuesdays that they have. I should post this because they have it every Wednesday. I should post this. Oh, I know what to do. I'll make this side more abundant in its lines. See, one thing I have sort of learned is trying to make things be more seamless, right? So if this is the white part, this can be the darkest, and then this can be a natural, less dark, is what I'm thinking. Now, is that the way to approach values? I have no idea. But I do think it'll make for something that looks unique, right? I think that's okay. Again, I know this video might get more views than usual because people are going to be very taken aback and overwhelmed by all the detail, but I implore you to not, to see it for what it is, amateurish rendering coupled with decently clean line work and intent. That's all it is. Right? And generally I'm trying to practice what the thing says, of course, right? I'm not just forsaking it because I want to forsake it. But yeah, there is a lot to be desired. I don't know if that made it better or worse. Most likely worse. But yeah, I guess this is over rendered as shit now. I'm gonna move on. let's just write down some basic critiques that I'm aware of, but I'm not exactly sure what to focus on, right? So I know, like in the fucking teaching Tuesdays or whatever that they do, or feedback Wednesdays, I don't know what it is, but people are mostly there in concept art and they do paintings and all that shit, and they're showing off their really clean or cleaner digital art, right? I don't have that. I'm literally just doing pen and paper. So I asked, I'm like, yeah, then they said that's fine. You can showcase that. So I'm just gonna write down my uh, errors, right? So let's say number one, over rendered. Uh, is there a lack of intentional shadows? Let's just say lighting. Lighting all over the place. Lines messy. And what else? Values inconsistent, I guess. Yeah, that pen and ink rendering exercise that they've done in artwod, while good, I never actually got the chance to go through it fully. I did like what they showcased, but I feel as if there needs to be, like, I genuinely feel as if there has to be a roadmap for just purely rendering, because it is difficult to just know, you know? Or maybe honestly, I should just start practicing from Arthur Guptill's book, because clearly he knows. He, like, him and the examples that are showcased in that book. It's called Pen and Ink Rendering by Arthur Guptill, Guptill, right? It is fucking amazing. Actually, there's more shadow here in the reference. Yeah, I guess I'm over rendering the fuck out of everything now. I try to think about the big picture, but sometimes I also like to experiment, right? I've completely gotten past the part where I make errors in art. For those of you who, let's be honest, nobody's been watching me since the beginning, but for those of you who have, you would know that there was a period where I was being very pessimistic or just using negative language about my art, right? And that didn't serve any purpose apart from just, like, it was for jokes. I'd be like, oh, this is shit, this is garbage, but there would obviously be some malice behind those words. But all it took was one podcast episode from Huberman Sensei, Andrew Huberman Sensei, for him to be like, growth mindset, bro. This is how you do it. I'm like, oh shit. I just gotta focus on the effort. So now I do just that. I just focus on the effort. And I don't beat myself up if my effort maybe wasn't to the level that I wanted it to be. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what the hell this ended up becoming. In fact, let's actually outline it just so we don't know what it ended up becoming. Right, maybe I can even create some darker darks. I guess that looks like something now. And we can just have it blend into the shadow. There you go. This needs to be darker. It doesn't make sense for this to be so. See, why is it shaking the camera? I'm so confused. I guess that's something. Kind of losing its purpose, but if I just do something like that, yeah, I think that's a bit better. But I'm gonna leave this for now. Right? It is what it is. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just a learning experiment, and I'm really happy. I'm really, really, extremely happy, to be honest, because I'm able to actually just practice my rendering, which is something I've been trying to do for a while. Right? Even that, like, what the fuck? I guess I fucked that up. Probably was better before, but it's okay. That's what it is. I'm gonna leave this, and it's already been 50 minutes, funny enough, so this is gonna be another long, quote unquote, episode. Let me take a little break. I still need to do my little top right drawing. I've fucked myself up with that thumbnail format, but let me just drink some water. And yeah, I guess this looks okay. So it is what it is, right? Over render to shit, but I'm gonna post this and ask for help. So okay, cool. Let me just. I already know what I'm gonna draw for this top right section here. It's just gonna be a rock. I'm literally just gonna draw a rock. Rocks are actually great practice for rendering as well. Yeah. Oh, I see some of these examples of drawing rocks on Pinterest. Yeah, rocks are good, but also very difficult. Let's draw the fuck. Somebody. I see the reference and I see how somebody drew it as well. Okay. Let's do this. I actually kind of don't want to see somebody else's example. Man, rendering is so. It's. What can I even say about it? It's fun, but it's very confusing. Like, this was very fun, but I have no idea what I did. Honestly, I think I need to read that book. Yeah, here's my little top right. But yeah, obviously, I'm going to be doing this for probably a few days, at the very least. What do we have? We have this, and then we have perspective clusters. And then we have an artwod workout, which I'll probably be doing crazy scooters. And maybe I can go back to that another time. I do want to dabble in all the different types of workouts as well. Maybe I'll do the samurai one, because that one already does a lot of oh no, we're doing no, what the fuck? Oh, it is an artwod workout. Holy shit, I've been completely fucking up. I've been on block 2. So wait, did I do the sketchbooking course already? Because we did twisting boxes. No, I didn't. I went straight into twisting boxes. It was supposed to be warm up. Okay, so I've just accidentally reversed it. Well, this is the raw, organic, unfiltered progress you're seeing, right? So you also see the raw, organic, unfiltered, hairy bumhole that I have, known as my consistency when it comes to my structure. So, actually, Antonio, if I'm gonna follow what he said, I could literally just turn this into black, right? They always say, don't be afraid to push your blacks. And I do that in real life, so might as well do that in my art as well, you know. I learned a lot from Gandhi. There you go. I think that looks better. Yeah, I think that looks worse. There you go. Yeah, I guess that looks better. Whatever. Anyways, let's draw this fucking rock. So let me get the silhouette down first. Do you want to quote RRR, do you want to know the value of a bullet? An English bullet. It sailed the seven seas. Sailed the seven, what do you say? The English seas? By the time it went in a gun, it cost £1, £1 British sterling. And you would waste it on brown rubbish. He said the thing! Really good movie. I can't. It literally is stuck in my head. I can't fucking get it out of my mind. So good. And the music is top tier. See, rocks are really fun to draw because they're sort of these hard edges, soft edges. Oh, not soft. What the fuck am I saying? They're just these hard, turned thingies. Yes. See, I don't know what the fuck a soft edge is. Let's be honest. Who am I kidding? I don't know what a hard edge is either. I am so green when it comes to art. I'm just artistically focusing on line work, pen, and perspective, so that when it comes time to draw and learn interesting things, that won't hold me back. Right? I guess that's the thought process behind it. Because look, if my lines are already like these, come on, man, like that needs work. That needs a lot of work. I'm just gonna change the shape of this rock because it's running out of space. Really good at drawing from reference, let it be known. I capture the likeness perfectly. Perfectly. No, see, that was a complete fucking accident because I'm not paying attention. Funny enough, that's actually what this part kind of looks like, so I could just do that. And then do this. And ta-da! It makes sense now, I guess. But before I get a bit too ahead of myself, let's just establish the perspective, which is some wonky shit. Okay, and then we got something like that. Again, like I'm completely butchering the reference, but I'm, as Antonio would say, manipulating my reference. There you go. Cool. So that's the large shadow shape, I guess. There's this line across here that looks a bit, let's make that a bit thicker, because it is a bit thicker there, and then it gets thinned out like that. And I'm sure I could draw all the other lines too, but right now it's about establishing the shadow. See, that's the thing. I fucking love this rendering shit because it's cathartic, but it's also very scary because I'll let it I'll let it be known that every line I'm putting down over here, I'm shitting my pants. Look at this, bro. It has to be fucking perfect. That shit has to be so straight, so on the narrow. Oh, God. I probably still sound like I'm murmuring. Is it recording? Yeah, it is. Cool. Okay, yeah, this is definitely going to be like an hour and 20-minute video. Again, see, that was a fuck up of a line. Now, to make it difficult again, let's go this way. Because we all know that drawing like this is already fucked. But drawing like this and then pushing outward, especially difficult for me. Okay, and now my lines are, as you can see, converging. uh, Difficulty, beautiful, beautiful difficulty. Okay, did I do that right? Yes, but now we have something that we can do here actually, which is well, I guess that line didn't even matter. I just realized because I'm just gonna go through this. God damn, that was a thick one. Come on, let's try thinner. Oof. Well, that had a lot of issues, and let me do this first. There you go, something like that is what it looks like. Although I could have left, actually I definitely should have left a lot of white spaces for implied detail. I guess I can do that here. There's just like a bunch of random shit here. Yeah, let's do shitty detail again. Woohoo! Kill me. There you go. That's probably better. I think what it is having large swathes. That's supposed to be a rock. Probably shouldn't have rendered that. But yeah, large things, right? This is also supposed to be a rock. It's not a rock. It's a boulder. Yeah, everything here is supposed to be a... Oh shit, I keep touching this. I'm not sure how to go about this anymore. How the fuck do I render this? Should I just draw the lines? Still learning. But am I learning? We shall see. There you go. Something like that. Does that work? It's actually a very aesthetic picture. There's water in the background. Then there's more rocks over here. This. Yeah, why does the fucking camera keep shaking? Bro, I'm not even touching you. Leave me the fuck alone. Okay, and then this is all in darkness. Something like that, right? And then we have this is supposed to be actually even darker. So maybe I could do something like this. Then there's like a dark spot right here. And then again, this spot. Does that work? Who knows? But I think it looks like a rock, right? I think this looks like a rock. Let's just render the rest of this. Something like that. And then there you go. That's a rock, right? Let's do the same thing to this one. At this point, we've just lost. Yeah, as you can see, when it comes to my rendering, I either give up or I lose what's happening, or both. So I don't know what the fuck happened here, but I lost it. So I'm just gonna there you go. Something like that. Ta-da! At least the main rock looks nice. Let me just add this. There you go. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess I'm done. Not too over, it's an hour and a half video, but thanks for watching. Please, if you know anything about rendering, fucking tell me, for the love of God. I'm gonna have to practice from rendering in pen and ink, but I should just read that before I go to sleep, right? I need to do practices for values, to be honest. That's what I need to do. Because this, while fun, I don't feel like I'm learning as much as I should be, personally. And I guess I'll be honest, maybe I wasn't thinking as much as I should have been, right? Because it's easy to be overwhelmed by detail, but yeah, I guess it's just is what it is. Let me just overwork this one last time. There you go. And I guess with that being, as always, keep drawing and please give me money. Thank you.